Hello everyone, today we're going to first of all make the upgrade that allows you to get more multiple Rebirth buttons and make these other buttons. So let's get straight into it. So to get started, under Starter GUI, under my Rebirth GUI, I'm going to hide the Rebirth GUI frame and make it invisible, or the image label, sorry. And we're going to open up the upgrade shop. Now in this shop, under our scrolling frame, we're going to duplicate upgrade 2 and call it upgrade 3. And upgrade 3, we're going to call this new Rebirth button or something like that. We'll leave the description because that changes in script. Under the fire event, we're going to fire upgrade 3 event. And in the text script, we're going to have script.parent, blah 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 equals cost, which will be upgrade 3 cost.value. And the level will be upgrade 3 level.value. We will be making a max upgrade for this as well in the next video. Now let's close that and go into our leader stats script. Now under where we've got our upgrades, we're going to copy and paste all of upgrade 2. And this will be upgrade 3. So upgrade 3 level and upgrade 3 cost. This will be upgrade 3 level and upgrade 3 cost, which by default... Now actually I'm going to do this a different way. Upgrade 3 cost is going to be free. And that is because this will be in gems. I'm going to make it so upgrade 3 will cost you gems. So if you want a new Rebirth button, you're going to have to pay gems to get it. So this will be 3 gems. We can adjust accordingly, of course. Now we can close that and head back into our text. What we need to do is under replicate storage, under upgrade events, we need to create our upgrade 3 event, and then under our event script in workspace, we need to copy all of upgrade 2 event, paste it, and call this upgrade 3 event. The only difference will be this will be if player.leaderstats.gems.value and not coins, because if we look in under our server script service event, our leader stats, sorry, you notice we have gems which we made in one of the first episodes, and we're going to use gems to pay for this instead. This will be upgrade 3 cost. Then we do player.leaderstats.gems.value minus equals player.upgrades.upgrade 3 cost.value, and we will multiply cost 3 value by, I'm going to increase it by more this time, maybe 1.56, and we're going to increase the level by 1. And we can delete this stamina .value line down here. Okay, that's our upgrade 3 event on server event in there, done. Now back under the text, where we've got this cost, we've got here coins, we'll just say gems there. Now under our data store script, we need to make save value 11 and 12. So save value 11, save value 12 equals player dot upgrades dot upgrade 3 level and player dot upgrades dot upgrade 3 cost. And save value 11 and 12, and of course save value 11 dot value and save value 12 dot value. You should be pretty familiar with how we add more to the data store by now. Now, because our save value 12 isn't 0 by default, we need to say if save value 12 dot value is equal to 0, then save value 12 dot value equals 3, which is our default number. If we go back under our leader stats, we see 3 is our default cost in gems. Okay, now back under here, we need to add player dot upgrades dot upgrade 2 level dot value and dot upgrades dot upgrade 3 level dot value and player dot upgrades dot upgrade 3 cost dot value. Now we can close the data store script. Now we can actually make our shop invisible because I believe we are done with that, and we need to open up our Rebirth shop again. So inside of the Rebirth shop, under our scrolling frame, we've got Rebirth 1. We're going to duplicate this to be Rebirth 2. And again, which I'm just going to make 3 Rebirth buttons. Actually, I'll make 5. Rebirth 3. This will be Rebirth 4. In fact, an easier way of doing this is just, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. And then I'll just do 5, just so we can get the actual scrolling bit here as well. So under number 1, we're going to open our Rebirth event where we've got all of our stuff, and what we're going to do is create a calculation variable. In fact, we're not. And now we can see everything in here is all good. The only difference is when we're doing .rebirth fire server, we're actually going to pass in the number 1. I'm going to give each button a rebirth value, which in this case will be 1. For number 1, it's going to give you 1 rebirth. And what we're going to do when we call the workspace.events.rebirth via server, we're going to pass in the rebirth value. So if you want the button to give you 5 rebirths, you'll put in 5. So this is number of rebirths given. Now you'll see why we're doing this shortly, but basically we're going to pass in the rebirth value, which is the number of rebirths we want the button to give us. And then when we do all of our rebirth calculations and things, we're going to increment our rebirths by this rebirth value. Now we can leave the rest as it is and close this script for number 1. Number 2, we're going to open, and this will be a rebirth value, and this will be equal to, let's say we want the second button to give us, let's say we want it to give us 2 rebirths. Then what we'll do is pass in rebirth value again, and of course we're going to want this to be double the calculation. So to get this double the calculation, basically we want this double the cost, so we're just going to change this from 1,000 to 2,000 everywhere. 1,000, 2,000, that's it. And that all looks good. 1,000 to 2,000. Click to rebirth, and this will be 2. Rebirth 2 in, like so. And now we'll do the same for number 3, which will be rebirth value equals 5 this time. We're going to pass in rebirth value, and because this is going to be 5 times the cost of the original, we're going to do times 5,000 plus 5,000 times 5,000 plus 1,000 plus 5,000 times 5. Basically, we're just replacing the 1 at the start with the number of rebirths. What you could do is say cost equals rebirth value times 1,000, and then you can put in cost in here. But I'm not going to faff about with all that. That's just extra calculations we don't need. We can just hard code these numbers because they're not going to change. So I'll just leave it like that. Just make sure you're not missing any calculations. And then we can say click to rebirth 5, rebirth 5 in. Now our 4th rebirth button, I'm going to have rebirth value equal to 10. I'm going to pass in the rebirth value, and this is going to be times 10,000 plus 10,000 times 10,000 plus 10,000 times 10,000 plus, and you get the point. Now you may get to the point where yes, you do want to actually implement a cost variable, in which case I'll just do cost equals rebirth value times 1,000. So, and then we can just do times cost plus cost times cost plus cost times cost plus cost, etc. And then this will be click to rebirth 10, rebirth 10 in, and so on. And now last one, which is our 5th button, I'm going to have rebirth value equals 25, cost equals rebirth value times 1,000, times this by costs, plus cost, times cost, plus cost, times cost, plus costs, etc. We're going to pass in the rebirth value. I don't remember if we did that on the 4th one. Yeah, we did. Pass in the rebirth value, click to rebirth 25 times, rebirth 25 in, and so on. And there we go, we get the point. Now I'm going to make this background invisible, and we are going to add a handler actually. So under our Rebirth GUI we're going to add a local script, and we'll just call this handler, and this will manage the appearance of each of the values, whether they should appear or not based on the upgrade. So we'll start by saying local player equals game.players.local player, because we're in a local script, so we can access the player. Local upgrades is going to be equal to player :wait for child upgrades. So this is their upgrades folder. We need to make sure this is loaded in. That's why we're waiting for child. And then we'll say local rebirth level equals upgrades :find first child upgrade free level. In fact, this should be wait for child upgrade free level. Local rebirth 1 equals script.parent.rebirth background .scrolling frame and we want 1. So this is our first rebirth button. So rebirth 1 is script.parent is the rebirth GUI .rebirth background .scrolling frame .1 or 1 in the square brackets, seeing as we can't just put dot and then a number. Then we'll copy this line, rebirth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So rebirth 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We could do a loop and set this to a table, but I don't want to overcomplicate things. Now we're going to do a while wait loop, while wait do, and we're not going to do this every ridiculous amount of time. We'll just do this every 2 seconds. We don't need to do this too often. What we will do in here is check our level, and if our level 0, we're going to have only the first button visible. If our upgrade 3 levels 1, we're going to have 2 buttons visible. If it's 2, we'll have 3. If it's 4, or if it's 3, we'll have 4. If it's 4, we'll have 5, etc. So say if if rebirth level dot value is 0, then all we want is rebirth 1. We only want the first button to be visible. And we'll say under here we can then say else if rebirth level dot value is 1. Then we'll have rebirth 1 visible equals true, and rebirth 2 dot visible equals true. And now we'll just copy and paste this a couple of times. So we'll have if the value is 2, then rebirth 3 dot visible will be true as well. If it's 3, then rebirth 3 and rebirth 4 will also be visible. And last but not least, if it's 4, then rebirth 1, 2, 3, 4 and rebirth 5 dot visible will be true as well. If the level goes higher than 4, so if they get level 5, 6, 7 and they don't have enough buttons, we are going to put a cap on that. We're going to put a max value. But for now, we'll just leave it at this. If you go higher than 4, you will there'll be certain scenarios where you may be able to break the game, but we're going to fix that in the next video, where we'll add a max upgrade level. And we can now close that. And now under our event script, under the rebirth, .rebirth.onServerEvent, when we pass in the player, we're going to put a comma and value as well. Now, this value is the rebirth value that we've put in all the other scripts. So in here we're going to set the points.value to 0. We're going to set the rebirths.value, we're going to increase that by value. We're going to set the gems.value, we're going to increase by gems per rebirth, multiplied by value, because say you got 5 rebirths at once, you want to do gems per rebirth times 5. And something else we need to do is player.otherstats .stamina.value equals the default, which I believe is 250. I will have to double check that. So let me go to leader stats. We'll see under other stats, stamina is, the default's 250. So we'll set that back to 250. And if we're resetting the stamina, we of course need to say player.upgrades.upgrade. What was our stamina upgrade? So upgrade, let me open up the upgrade shop, make that visible. So +1 speeds per step, we can keep that upgrade, we don't need to reset that when they rebirth. This is just about choosing what we want to reset when they rebirth. We'll keep the number of rebirth buttons, we'll keep the speed per step, but we will reset the increased stamina upgrade because we want to reset our stamina. So we'll say player.upgrades.upgrade to level .value will be equal to 0, and player.upgrades.upgrade to cost.value will be the default upgrade to cost, which is 750. Equals 750, like so. And that resets all of our stamina. Now we want to also, last but not least, I'm just going to hide this. There will be a bit of testing in this video, by the way, everybody. We're going to want to reset portals as well. So to do that, after we've reset our stamina, we're going to say player dot, I want to say portals, is it player.portals, leader stats, player.leaderstats.portals unlocked equals 0. So .portals unlocked .value equals 0. And we want to, of course, delete all the P1s and things, because if we go to the island 2, if we go under portals, sorry, like go to our desert portal, we know that it gives us a P1, P2, and so on. We want to delete those. So to do that, under this events, we're going to put in a few lines after we set the portals unlocked .value to 0, and we will say while for I, v in pairs, player.portals :get children, if v.name is not equal to, and this will be portals unlocked, then so if the name of the object that we are looking at isn't portals unlocked, then that means it will be P1 or 2 or 3. Then we'll say v : destroy, like so, and this will destroy it. And once we've done that, we're going to want to reset. Before we do that, actually, we want to respawn the player. So we'll say player.character. So player.character : move to, and we want to move it to a spawn location. Do we have any spawn locations? Island 1. We'll just move it to a random spawn location. Just pick one. So under Island 1 spawn, so we'll just pick this one. We're going to move to the position of this C frame here. Move to there. We can make the Y 2 or something, or 1.5, and then they'll fall down. So what I've done here is we're just moving the character to the C frame of a spawn location, just increasing the Y by a stud so that they don't go into the ground. Now I think that's everything. We're resetting the rebirths, the portals, the stamina. I think that's everything. So I'm just going to collapse my Explorer a bit down here, make it a bit less compact. I'm going to reset my data store to tutorial 6, because we want to test that everything works. I'm going to hit test and play. We're back at step 0, so we're going to start walking, we're getting points. Open our rebirths, we get all our buttons are visible, so we've made a mistake. So let's click stop. The reason this is happening is because we need to go under our upgrade shop, our rebirth GUI, and make all the buttons that aren't button 1 invisible. We only want button 1 to be visible. Now if we hit play again and hit rebirth, we see we've only got that first button there. So we're walking about. I'm just going to cheat a little bit, give myself some speed, some coins. So points 250, which is the number of stamina I have. I'll give myself a good few thousand coins. I'm going to exchange my points. See, we're walking nice and slow. Anyway, we're going to go over to the shop, and then when we buy something, we should be able to buy our stamina, and it will increase. And then we'll get a few thousand stamina. So here we go. So we're going to open the shop. We're going to get more stamina. We can't get our increased gems because we don't have any gems, so that's not working. So here we go. We've got 1.5 thousand stamina. That should be enough. So we've got 1,500 points. I don't want to exchange, so I'm just going to ignore that. I've not made a close button for that. I probably should have, but that's alright. So we've hit the second world now. Let's go over here. So you see we've got the portal. I'm just going to exchange quickly. We've got our rebirth button here, our singular one. Now if we do hit this, we should be able to rebirth. So let me get the number of points we need. So player points 1,500 or something like that. Rebirth, click to rebirth, you see we rebirth, and we've got a problem, unable to cast double to vector 3. So let's figure this out. That is because move to position vector 3. In fact, I'll tell you what's easier, rather than doing move to, so we'll just player.character.humanoid.health equals 0. This will kill the player, and then they'll respawn at a random spawn point. Let's just do that instead. Okay, so let's try this again. So we're going to hit rebirth, click to rebirth. A character is not a valid member. That's because I spelled character wrong. So we're going to stop again and fix my spelling of the word character and play again. And it's just about testing this till we get it right. That's all this really is. So once again, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to set my points back to 1,500, although my stamina would have reset now. So I need to put my stamina back up. Set my points to 1400, just so I don't get that thing pop up on my screen. Under upgrades, this will be upgrade 2 cost. We'll just set that to like 155. We'll just set these to random values really, so we know they're reset. Now if we try this again, I am going to quickly unlock this other portal. I don't know if I can do that on 1400. Ooh, and I can. So we go back, we've got this portal unlocked. We hit rebirth, let's rebirth. It kills us. We're going to respawn eventually. We respawn. Now our portal's still there, so we'll fix that in a minute. But in the meantime, let's go over into our stats quickly because we can't be bothered to open the shop. Our upgrade 2 has all reset. Our stamina has reset. Our points have reset. Our rebirths have gone up. Our gems have increased. I am quickly going to go over to the portal. So we need to stop. Let me just check under our player.portals. Portals unlocked as reset and our P1's been deleted. So that's all worked. We just need to make it so we can't see it or touch it again. So to do that, we need to, under our rebirth script, under our event script, sorry, when we rebirth, we need to, well, we actually need to go through our portals and reset them. So to do this, what we'll do is under replicated storage, we're going to add in a new remote event, which will be wipe portals, we'll just call it. And in here, we'll call game.replicatestorage.wipeportals:fire client and pass in the player. Now under our portal script, under starter player scripts, we're going to say game.replicatestorage.wipeportals.onClientEvent::connect function, and we pass in nothing here. We just do the same old. So here what we're going to say is workspace.portals.desert portals. We're just going to change each portal individually. So .desert portal, .desert portal, .portal part, .portal part, we want the actual part of the portal that changes transparency. .transparency equals 0, .can collide equals false, and we'll do the exact same with the other portal. So if you've got multiple portals, you're going to have to do this multiple times. This will be .winter portal, .winter portal, .portal part, .transparency 0, .winter portal, blah 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 blah. And you put all your portals there to reset the transparency and can collide. And this .transparency should be 1 and not 0, sorry. Now if we were to hit play, you'll see it won't load in. We're going to have to test it again. Fun and games of testing. So we're going to touch this desert island. We'll go back. We've got the portal unlocked. We're going to rebirth when we can. Of course, we have a rebirth now, so it's harder to rebirth. We need more stuff. So let me just give myself that. So we're going to rebirth now. We die, the portal disappears. If we were to go now and touch it, we won't be able to teleport, or we shouldn't be able to, so let's go try that. So here we go, so if we touch it, it shouldn't teleport us now. And it doesn't. Oh, I thought it did then, but that's just my screen. No, it doesn't teleport us. Now, if we just quickly exchange, you'll see we have 10 gems, 2 rebirths. So now what you'll see is we have 10 gems and 2 rebirths. And if we touch this shop, which we'll do here, you'll see we can get a new rebirth button, so I'm going to buy that. And if I now hit rebirth, we have rebirth 2 in double the price. Let's get another one. I can't get any more because I need more gems. We should now have a rebirth 5 in 17.1k, which 5 times 3.3 is 17.1. You can just trust me on the maths there. Obviously, of course, this is all rounded, but you know, if you were to do 5 times 3.3, that comes out at 16.5. But this is all rounded, so it's not exact. But this is all completely correct maths, of course, because we're just rounding. So anyway, and there we go. So now if we were to get, I don't know, 10,000 stamina, get like, you know, 10,000 points or whatever, and we now hit rebirth twice, our rebirth should go to 4 and we should get 6 gems. So we just got, what did we get there? 10 gems. So you get 5 gems per rebirth. Yeah, that makes sense. That adds up. Awesome. And it all works. Now if we stop and reload, it should all save. Our rebirth buttons should have also saved, which is the key part. If we now hit rebirth and our rebirth buttons have saved, our rebirths, everything saves and it all works. Awesome. So everybody, sorry this video was really long. That is why I did the GUI on a separate one, because if I'm not sure how low I'll be able to cut this down in editing, but if I was to do the GUI as well, we're looking at a very long video, possibly as close to maybe nearly 50 minutes, if not longer, and it just wasn't a very good idea, so I've cut this down a bit. In the next video, we will cover maximum upgrades, so we'll be able to put a limit on the number of levels you can buy for the third upgrade. So say you only have 5 rebirth buttons, you'll only be able to buy that upgrade 4 times, and then we'll put a limit on it. Now, of course, this limit will be adjustable. You'll be able to change it as you update your game and implement more stuff, but we're just going to cover the basics in the next video. So everybody, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.